you for tuning in to the Raymond Hall Show. I am your host, Raymond Hall, and we are happy to have my friend and host with us today, Miss Levada Theus. Yes, indeed. You know, she's so busy that it is a joy to have her. Los Angeles County Commissioner, State of California, with the California Senior Legislature,
working with seniors,
and you're chairing the what? Now, what are you doing?
I chair the Senior Services Committee for the Empowerment Congress with the supervisor.
Okay.
And my passion right at the moment is working with AVRET, African American Voter Education, and responsible participation.
So she's here today, and she is going to go through the proposals for us. We've got about 3 things that we want to touch on that has to do with this upcoming election. We want to talk about voting. We want to talk about everyone voting, getting involved. And then we want to talk about voting intelligently. We've seen some things. I've seen some things come out. Just my goodness!
Yes.
What's the man's name that was pointing his finger at Trump this morning? The African Kanye West. Yeah. So that's interesting. And in our audience today, we have Miss Carla Shaw, who's a guest with us for the first time here at the Raymond Hall Show. So all of you that are tuning in around the world and around the block, we want to tell you to go and grab your friends, family, and even grab your enemies and make them friends. Tell them you're tuning in to the Raymond Hall Show. Our guest today is going to be Mr. Leo Curado, who is the Chief Operations Officer for New Direction for Veterans. Now, that should not be a new name to you. He was actually our call-in guest last week. And he's going to be calling in with us again. They're quite busy. They're all of the work that they're doing for veterans. So
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. So we're glad to see you. Okay, and the session is coming up in November
for the California Senior Legislature. Yes, we'll be meeting. All 120 of us throughout the state will be meeting to make decisions about our proposals to help make the lives of seniors in Los Angeles and California better.
Right. And it does make a difference. Sometimes there's some work done here in California that is leads to better laws and things around the nation.
So goes California, so goes America.
Don't we love it? Okay. We have our guest on the phone, so we're going to get right with it. Good morning, Leo. Are you there?
Hi. Yes, Raymond. I'm here.
Okay. So we are honored to have you on our show today. And for people that don't know, New Directions has been at the forefront. Matter of fact, it's one of the leaders. I dare to be corrected and say it is the leader, but I know it is one of the premier leaders who has led the fight long before it was fashionable to help veterans who were without housing permanency. They're so busy there, and I was just so impressed when I was up on that campus on what they're doing to help veterans truly come home, that whatever we can do to accommodate them, we will do. So, Leo, tell us what's going on.
Well, as you know, New Directions for Veterans, we've been doing this line of work for 26 years now, where we are helping men and women with, mental issues such as, PTSD, substance abuse, homelessness. We also provide legal services, and so we also help them get back on their feet by, helping them with their resume writing, and we help them out with interview skills to basically get back on their feet.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Okay, you did something.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. We can hear you now. It's on this end.
Okay. So like I said, New Directions for Veterans has been helping men and women veterans for 26 years now. We offer transitional bridge housing and permanent supportive housing, and at these sites we offer wraparound services. If the veteran needs, they're looking to get gainfully employed, we help them with interviewing skills, resume writing workshops. We'll get them started. We will give them clothing for the interview and get them basically set up for success as far as the job. We also offer transitional bridge housing for those chronically homeless veterans that need a place to stay as they go through the process of getting, say, a VASH certificate so that they can get permanent housing. And we also have villages, so they're called veteran villages, where we have permanent supportive housing. And at those sites, we also have wraparound services. So we give them rides to their VA appointments, and we offer legal clinics for those that are in need of some legal assistance. And so, like I said, it's mainly wraparound services that we offer.
Hmm. You know, I have to share with the audience that better than 20 years ago, when this was my pre-transplant need. I had a need for housing services, and I went to the New Direction program there at the VA. And I'll tell you that they really do make a difference.
That's good to know that they're there.
Yeah, they really do make a difference. The way that the program is structured is that they bring everybody in. So no veteran is left on the street to see if you qualify. You know, before people had to see if you qualified. New Directions doesn't do that. They bring all of the veterans in and get you off the street, and then they kind of sort it out from there to figure out what you need and move you to the point. So, Leo, talk to us just a little bit about that process, that initial process. And the reason that this is important is that I'm sure that there are families and friends and just resource people that are listening to this broadcast that may not be a veteran themselves, but may want to know how can they help a veteran that they may know that may need some help. So how does that initial process help works if a veteran or someone that knows a veteran needs help? Sure,
Raymond. So there's many ways to get a hold of us. They can either call us at 310-914-4045. Again, that number is 310-914-4045. Or go to our website, ndvets.org. And so it's
can't hear anything.
New Directions.
Seems like the cord.
Is it? Can you hear me now? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's on our end, Leo. Go ahead. Matter of fact, here's what we're going to do, so we can make some adjustments on this end. We're going to take a quick break and make some technical adjustments on this end, and we will be right back with Leo from New Directions to talk to us about the gala, that event that's coming up, and some more about veteran services there at the West LA campus and throughout Southern California. We'll be right back.
Okay. Every time you move that.
with us. We are back with Leo Corrado of New Directions, and he was sharing with us contact information on how people can get in touch with us. Leo, what is the capacity, about how many veterans do you all serve in there in West LA, and are you all are serving throughout Southern California or throughout the nation? How big is New Directions?
So New Directions, we serve over 1,200 veterans every year. We are in Southern California only at the moment. Mm-hmm. All over Southern California. As a matter of fact, we're branching out to Orange County.
Okay.
We'll be having a groundbreaking ceremony in November, but we currently have the capacity of 169 beds here at the VA campus. Mm-hmm. But, for those that are ready for permanent supportive housing, we always have openings to place a veteran in need in a apartment of their own. We have 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and 3 bedrooms for those veterans that have families.
Wow. Okay. That's really nice. Okay. Now, the permanent supportive housing that you spoke about, is that a combination of services afforded through the VA and New Direction, or is that all New Direction providing those services?
That is a partnership with the VA and BASH, where we will have a resident service coordinator at each site mm-hmm. that will help the veteran with anything they may need.
Okay.
It can be as simple as they can't connect their cable in the room, to as far as coordinating a legal clinic for them and taking them to their consulting appointment with the lawyer.
Okay. Now, what type of legal issues are addressed through the supportive services?
Any kind of legal issue. To be honest, we help veterans reunite with families. They've had either child support issues or visitation rights. It could also be dealing with a different type of legal issue. It may be criminal. We have lawyers that are so gracious, and they donate their time to help our veterans.
That is wonderful.
Any legal issue that they have.
That is really wonderful. And what about the veterans that are returning from or still involved in the juvenile justice system?
Yes, exactly. Any veteran that is running into any issues, we here at New Directions will create an individual service plan for the veteran, mm-hmm. and we'll figure out what their needs are, and we'll figure out a plan how to meet those needs. And we partner with different organizations so that if there's a need that we cannot meet, we will find an organization that can, and we will conduct that warm handover so that the veteran feels like they're being supported. And so we do right by the veteran to make sure that we take care of every need that they have.
Yeah. I'm going to shift gears here with you. We're coming up on the season where it's the thankful season, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mm-hmm. And for those of us who's important, the Marine Corps' birthday.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's November.
Right. Okay.
November 10th. 11th. November 10th.
That's Veterans Day.
Is that Marine Corps birthday?
No.
Marine Corps birthday is November 10th. That's correct.
It's the 10th.
That's right. My birthday too.
That's your birthday?
Yes.
Now
we got a real
we
celebration.
Know the attraction. Okay. All right. So, but you all have in thinking of that Thanksgiving season, they have this gala event. This gala event.
That sounds exciting.
Talk to us about, because it's something that has all of the buzz of the celebrating community and donation community. Talk to us about how it got started and when it's going to be and all of that kind of stuff.
Sure. So we have different, funders and sponsors that, love to give back. And so this is a great way to highlight what we've done for the year. Mm-hmm. We'll bring, veterans that want to highlight their success stories. And so here at the gala, you'll get to experience that. And you get to find out what's been going on at New Directions. And this is a great way to support our cause. If anybody wants to attend, our tickets are still available. Mm-hmm. It's going to be this Saturday at the Skirball Cultural Center. Please reach out, go through our website at ndvets.org, mm-hmm. or you can call at 310-914-4045. Again, that number is 310-914-4045. And it's going to be a great event. It's, get to meet some of our fellow funders and sponsors, meet our staff, and meet our board of directors, and, meet some great veterans that are a true success to our program, and they can, talk more about their successes.
Okay. Now, is it formal, black tie, casual? Is it?
It's business casual. It's it's a little formal, but it's not black tie. It's,
okay.
We want people to be comfortable, enjoy the night. The evening of dancing, and getting to know our veterans.
Okay. All right. And is there food served at the event?
Of course.
Okay. I got to ask because people gonna ask me. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a very it's formal event. We're gonna have an entree, salad bar, dessert, and we actually have a silent auction. We're gonna have some great silent auction items. Anywhere from Tony Hawk skateboard that's been autographed by Tony Hawk himself.
Oh wow!
To some a vacation.
I'll take the vacation.
Right? Yes. Yeah. And with tickets included, flights included. There's going to be some great silent auction items.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the Skirball is the kind of dress-up opportunity for us ladies, so I know it's going to be close to formal raiment.
And it's
that's the Skirball.
Yeah, and it's beautiful up there.
Yes, what a great setting for that.
Quiet and beautiful. Yes, indeed.
I know it's going to be a wonderful event.
Yeah. Now, what time?
It's Saturday, I think.
I know Saturday.
I think so. Right.
At 6 p.m., the program will start at 7 p.m. Sure.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we put that up on our page and let everybody know. And, of course, I will be there, and I think my co-host, with her busy schedule, I hope she may be there.
Oh, my goodness.
Great.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
So, Leo, we want to thank you again for coming to the Raymond Hall Show. This is where service is a different conversation, and the conversation that you all have speaks loudly because you all are providing service to those persons who provided services to the nation. And in the course of that service, they sometimes need help themselves. So I want to thank you, you and your staff and everyone there for the work that you all do. I know that if it had not been for New Directions when I needed help, I don't know. I needed a transplant. We had that big storm, and it had just completely blew the roof off of the place where I was living. And my doctor, without question, just says, put him over. And I think the building was 212 at the time, Leo?
I believe so,
yeah. And that was where the process started and began. And you would just be surprised how everyone just did their job with a labor of love. And I'm here to talk to him today. And,
it's good to know that our veterans have such businesses but it's a New Direction.
Right.
And it's sad to know there's only Southern California. I know the need has to be far greater. So I hope that this is something that can be expanded
Yeah. Well, let us know when we can formally announce the, you said you're expanding to Orange County?
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
Correct. Our groundbreaking is going to be November 1st, so I will definitely get you the information.
Okay.
And then maybe you can help us post it on the website. But you're right. I want to thank you for your service, and our men and women, in uniform, have answered the call to serve our country, and now it's time for us, to answer the call for our veterans. They need the support. They have a lot of invisible injuries, scars that most people won't see, because you'll have a veteran walking by and you may not even know the challenges that veteran is facing. And,
that's true.
This is a great way to support our cause. Like I said, if you come to our website, ndvets.org, you can get more information on how to volunteer or help. Volunteering is also needed as well. So any kind of support that the public is willing to provide would be much appreciated.
Okay. Well, again, thank you personally. This young man was both an enlisted person and an officer. That is exceptional.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so Simplify, my friend, again, you are the best of the best, and you continue to provide that service. So we here at the Raymond Hall Show salute you for your service and salute everyone there at New Directions. We look forward to talking to you again, and we look forward to seeing you at the Skirball Center.
At the gala.
At the gala event.
Thank you very much. Definitely looking forward to the gala and seeing you there, and we'll talk soon.
Okay. Take care, my friend.
Take care.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Leo, the Chief Operations Officer for New Directions, and find out where your service voice is. If volunteering to help veterans is your service voice, then do that. If volunteering to help children is your service voice. The strength of the nation is found in the service of her communities. Make a distinction between America and its might and America and its strength. Its might is B-52s. I don't even know if they're using B-52s anymore, but we have command and control of the skies. We have command and control of the seas through the technology and equipment that the nation has. And I'm not an advocate or a hawk, but you do want a secure and strong nation. People will test you, okay? So I'm not a hawk in no stretch of the imagination, but I do recognize that a nation needs to be secure. But what adds to the strength is the service. You cannot have a democracy without service. So wherever your service strength is, that's where you should serve. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to be talking. It's all about the vote. Let's not talk about why you see what you see if you didn't do what you needed to do. So this time around, we're going to talk about what we're going to do. We'll be right back with Levada, and we're going to be talking about
voting.
We'll be right back. And this segment, we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to all of us. We're going to be talking about voting. We have an election that's coming up very shortly, November the 6th. Okay. And I cannot remember when I have heard so much buzz about any one election. We saw the Kavanaugh effect. Mm-hmm. Okay. But we've also seen a lot of things, and there have been some things that we haven't been paying attention to because
that are going on behind our
backs because they've been doing so many other things.
The other things are distractions.
That's what it is, a distraction. You know, the Romans with its Caesars, you have many more Caesars than you hear about. But when they wanted to completely wipe out the record of a Caesar, they took a chisel to his accomplishments and chiseled it out, and they removed the statues and all of those kind of things. Well, that's what's happening in your face in America with the past president's legacy. This whole thing about the NAFTA. Okay, when you read the differences between what was in the Canadian revision and NAFTA, it's nothing.
Insignificant.
It's insignificant. Yet, but it had to be, his name had to be removed according to this current administration. So today we are going to hear about all of the things that people need to know to vote intelligently. We are going to be talking from now to then about voting. Okay, see, your vote counts two ways. If you vote, the vote counts for the way that you voted. If you don't count, your lack of voting counts for the way somebody else wants to run things. So the vote that you give or do not give counts one way or the other. Okay? So I'm going to turn this over to Miss Theus.
Well, great. It's good to be back. And
Thank
hello
you.
out there, everyone. Raymond, as I sit here and listen to you talk about what is happening in America, you left out a critical component. Our democracy is being undermined and attacked.
Correct.
Not only is he tearing down people and our past president's legacy, but he's tearing down the legacy of democracy.
Correct.
This summer, I had the opportunity to go to Athens, Greece, and stand in the Acropolis and visit the birthplace of democracy. And it brought sort of tears to my eyes to think about, America has been the shining light on the hill as an example of democracy. And that's under attack. I was, on my travels, I met a lot of people from Europe and had an opportunity to exchange some ideas, with them. And one of the things they said to me was, "Oh, we feel so bad about what's happening in America.
Right.
What's happening in America? Everything's going wrong, So they had always looked up to America as the best example in the world of democracy, and they see that under attack. A current administration is attacking the justice system, our legislative system. Our legislature is pretty much null and void. They're not doing anything, but stamping over what, the executive branch says. That's not our democracy. It is about the people. You said that's what makes a democracy. The people. So if we abdicate our vote, we're giving up. We can't give up. What kind of America do you want to live in? That was when I was there and sitting there looking out over this toward the beautiful Mediterranean. What kind of America do I want to live in? And it's not the one that I see us turning into. And it's up to us, the people, to make that change if we want it to be better.
Well, those are points well made, and people need to consider that because you cannot have a democracy without service.
You can't.
It's
and our public service is to vote. If you don't do anything else, get out there and cast your vote.
Well, I see voting as something almost as a responsibility.
It is. To this country, to maintaining the America we believe in.
Yeah, this may sound a little foreign to some, but it's fact. There was a time when people had to take a test to see if they could vote.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they called it the bubble test. Mm-hmm. They had all kinds of tests depending on different parts of the country that African Americans had to go through to vote. And some of them didn't even hear that they had the right to vote. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I completely agree with you. And that's why the nature of this show, people talk about, well, Raymond, what is the demographics? What is this? What is that? And what I'm simply saying is somebody has to speak to the issue of the vital importance of service. Okay? And if we would hope our goal, we want everyone to get it, that service is an important conversation. And the people who do not want us to have that conversation, they understand what we're saying and what we're trying to do. Mm-hmm. So with all sincerity, I want to thank you for having the consciousness to go around the world and then come back and talk to us, bring us a connecting point of what the world sees and what the world is looking and have expected from America. Mm-hmm. Now, we're not seeing anything new.
No.
With this administration. We're not seeing anything new. I dare not want to compare our current administration to people who have been in times past, but it's not the first time that they have taken a body and moved that body away from the things that they were supposed to be doing. This is not the first time that someone has politicized the justice arm of that society. And we saw where that gave us. You want to see why the need for normative was important? Okay, you want to see why the Battle of the Bulge was important? You go back and you find out what happened to that society, how people... And
who did that to them.
And who did it, and who allowed it to be done. Okay, so everyone understand these things that...
These are all threats to democracy.
They're threats to democracy.
And that's who somehow, some way, our president sees that those attacks as something admirable, something to do. That's the way it should be. I sort of think he uses that old anarchist model or something, the attitude when Hitler was marching through Germany and terrorizing Europe.
This is far beyond Dr. King, whom I love with all of my heart. We still have the roots of that, but this is far beyond that. This is about poor around the world. Mm-hmm. This is about a people, certain people who think that they can contaminate the earth for more wealth. This is about people who think that that think that democracy gets in the way of their power. Okay. When someone blatantly tells you that I can break the law,
and what are you going to do about it?
And what you going to do about it? And blatantly tells you, I'm going to tell you that an organization is no good, but oh, wait a minute. Now let me use that organization to justify me pushing through something in an undemocratic way. If you don't want to get up and vote, that says something. If you have a problem with understanding, young people are doing the best they can in some regards. But they're doing the best they can because that's as much that they have an understanding for. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I said something that people didn't understand, and I'm not going to go there, but it's the truth. Everybody wants to quote Paul this and Paul, and I'm talking about church folk. Paul this and Paul that. Okay. You want to know something? What? Paul had headaches too. Mm-hmm. Now you figure that out. Paul had headaches too, and to the way that I know Paul had headaches, you got to look past Paul. We're going to have some headaches, and you've got to say, you know something? I'm supposed to have the headache, but I'm supposed to work through it. I'm supposed to do something about it. You know how I
see that? I sort of see that as America. America's a relatively new democracy.
That's true.
New country.
That's true.
We're young. When I go to Greece, go to Europe, you get perspective. We're a young country.
Right.
We're going through growing pains right now. We got to decide what we want America to look like. Mm-hmm. There are forces that are pulling out all the negative, bringing all that to the forefront. That's not the America I want to live in. So everybody has to make that decision. What America do you want to live in? What is your vision of America? And then we make that happen. We got to intervene in what the direction is going now. Okay. If you don't vote, you're saying, "Oh, this is okay." You're accepting this. We have to kick and scream and yell. We got to drag everybody out there to cast a vote in favor of, the America that is the beacon that the Statue of Liberty represents. Well, that's the first thing wanted to tear down. You're tired. You're yearning to be free. This whole concept of America that we grew up believing in.
Right.
That's what we're fighting for.
We have at our disposal more information today than others had.
Yes,
I think about how many times I've sung the national anthem without really knowing
what you were saying.
What I was saying. Mm-hmm. And now that I know what I'm saying, I'm not going to stop singing the national anthem, but I'm going to sing it with an understanding of what is being said, and I'm going to work, put service in and work
to make
it to have people to understand.
To have the America that they sing about, that is the vision and the dream,
Right. So that's why the new directions is so important and all of those kind of things.
And that's why I want to pop right off, but we won't talk about any propositions. Mm-hmm. So new directions, it was veterans. Mm-hmm. And, proposition number 1 will help veterans in housing.
And what does that say?
And that gives money. We got a bond measure up that's going to authorize $4 billion to help build new affordable housing programs. No, not to build new ones. For existing affordable housing programs and low-income residents. It will help veterans. It'll help farm workers. It'll help people who live in mobile homes. So it's money to help low-income people.
Now, that is Proposition 1.
Proposition 1. Proposition 1, yes. I'm not going to be political one way or the other.
Let's do
I'm just going to tell you what what it does.
Yes.
And then you decide. All these bonds measures cost money.
Right.
It costs, the state book, I never read this till this year. It gives a lot of information about those proposals. I went through and I read it, I tabbed it, I highlighted it, I did my teacher school thing. And yes, some things cost money, but we need housing. We have a major housing crisis in California. Measures 1 and 2, all about housing. 10 is about housing. Mm-hmm. We need housing. Mm-hmm. So the 1 and 2 is bond issue, and that will create housing for veterans, low-income people, help to money for renovating them, to bringing them up to code, making sure people have places. Mm-hmm. People with disabilities are benefit. People who are homeless. Prop 1 doesn't raise taxes. It's a bond measure, so they're going to sell bonds.
Okay.
Prop 2 is for mentally ill that are homeless. There's no money needed to do that, but they want to transfer money from the mental health pocket and use it for homeless housing.
Okay.
Of those with mental illness.
Okay.
So those two, we need those services. We got people walking the streets now who need a place to go. Okay. And if they could get housing based on the fact that, they have some mental disability, this will impact that community as well.
Okay. So Prop 1 is saying, because we want to just read the propositions as they are, Prop 1 is being proposed to help low-income, veterans. What about seniors?
It'll provide housing. If you low income, I'm sure it's going to seniors included in that. Housing assistance for buyers, infrastructure financing. In certain communities, it will afford matching grants to expand affordable housing opportunities. It's a bond measure. It helps, anyone who is, there's some other, it does list seniors, affordable housing for whoever, working families, seniors, people with disabilities. California's experiencing homelessness.
Okay.
So it directly addresses our housing crisis.
Okay. And we do have a crisis here in Southern California.
Walk down the street.
And then the housing that is available is so high that it is just absolutely ridiculous. Here is one of the things I just looked at, and we're going to make an adjustment, an on-air adjustment right here and right now. We're going to preempt next week's show.
And just do this.
And just do these proposals.
Good.
Okay.
So we can go through them.
We can go through them. We can open up the call-in lines and people can call in and those kind of things. We're going to ask you to reserve your comment to just making a comment on the proposition. We don't want any partisanship, either Republican or Democrat or independent, because we can't do that here and still do what we do. But if it's information on what the proposition will do, what it does, how it will impact your life, then please, because we are at a crisis level here in Southern California for housing. People are coming from all over the world and buying up every little square inch or blade of grass they see, and it's not benefiting the people here in Southern California. We're down to a few minutes, so the show is going to be, next week is going to be all about voting. And we are going to pull together, you're going to go through all of the proposals. We're going to talk to someone about voting and that kind of thing. I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but I think I have someone in mind that we may want to have here. Talk to us for a minute about the public hearing. The
public hearing is held annually throughout the state, city, county.
Okay.
To go over what is called the master plan.
The area plan.
Area plan for seniors. And that is coordinated through our work with LACOA, LA County Commission for Older Adults, and the City of Housing and the County of
Here's
LA.
What it says. The City of Los Angeles Department of Aging and the County of Los Angeles Workforce Development, Aging and Community Services, WDACS, in partnership with the City and County Area Agency on Aging, AAA, and Community Services, and Advisory Council.
Why don't you just tell them what we do? What is the area plan?
Well, I was going to leave that up to you. I just wanted to do an introduction on what this public hearing is important and why is it important.
It's an opportunity for the public to hear what the plans are. for seniors in the
how your
city and
money is
county.
getting ready
How your
to
money is
spend.
going to be spent.
For 2019, 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's your opportunity to give input.
Okay.
On whether you like it, you don't like it. But this is the public hearing where they're telling you. And we have to participate because a lot of things go on and you say, well, I didn't know that happened. Well, when did that happen? Mm-hmm. Well, this is the opportunity to find out. Mm-hmm. So
I noticed last year that there were some people that had made comment, and this year the comments that was made last year is incorporated in the plan.
Very good.
So your voice
listening.
Does count. Yes.
Voice counts.
So look at the County of Los Angeles and City. Yeah, we're going to post it on the Raymond Hall Show website. And I'm going to post it on my personal one, so we'll do everything that we can.
So because they held throughout the city and county.
Yeah, there's going to be 5. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 6? Okay.
1 county.
All right. So there's one Monday, October the 22nd, and that's going to be at St. Barnabas. Now, where is that?
St. Barnabas is downtown L.A. 6th Street, downtown L.A.
Okay. And next day is...
in Wilmington.
Okay. All right.
Thursdays, Van Nuys. Let's see, the other one in our immediate community is November 1st.
Okay.
In Gardena.
Okay.
At the Asian Service Center.
Okay.
Gardena. And then there's one on the 5th. At the LGBT Center, which is also downtown, 11th and McCadden.
Okay. So it's important to get involved. Just wanted to give you that bit of information. We have flat out ran out of time. It looked like the more we talk about service, looked like that clock.
It was interesting.
Yeah. You know, the minute you say your president's name, I think they're playing with the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Raymond Hall for the Raymond Hall Show. They play with everything else. Okay. We want to thank you for taking your time to tune in to the show. Here, this is where service speaks loud. Your service is important to someone else. Remember, your job benefits you and your family. Your service benefits those that maybe have not yet even been born yet. But your service is needed and it's required. We want to thank everyone. I especially want to thank Levada, and we want to thank our guest in the studio, Carla Shaw. We hope that she got a little understanding of how the show works and what this voting thing is about. Everybody get up and vote. Stop playing with you know, if you don't vote, just don't even say nothing. Okay? Just walk around with your mouth shut. Okay? Because you what you got to say? Okay? Somebody's standing on my head because I didn't get up and do something, and all I had to do was go and vote.
It only take a few minutes. It's painless. You can vote by mail.
Okay.
You know, they got early voting going on now.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. So, but what is your question? Make it quick, because we got to go.
Well, I just want to know, how can I go about registering some of the young people? I have grandchildren, and they're like 18, 19, 20.
Oh, well, see me.
They don't know, but they will listen to me, some of the things I have to say. I want to know how to register them on the spot and take them to the polls if I have to. How do I get to be a part of that?
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to make that a part of the conversation for next week.
Yeah.
Next week is going to be all about voting.
Because they got people that just don't know. You know?
Yeah. So thank you so very much. We've completely ran out of time. We're going to address Ms. Shaw's question. We're going to make it a part of the show because that's a legitimate question. How do we register people to vote? Okay. So
I'll bring applications next week.
How to register.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
and then tell them what they
thank you so very much. We are out of time, and we want to say thank you. Tune in again to the Raymond Hall Show. We want to thank Morris Media Studios. The legacy of Mr. Johnny Morris lives on with us because he did so much to help so many. We want to thank the studio's owner, Felicia Morris, because she's training the future on what to do and how to
those
continue.
new technicians back there today.
Yeah, so we're going to, we just want to thank everyone. Thank you to all of the supporters of the Raymond Hall Show. Thank you to the men and women that are serving around the globe in the armed forces. Thank you for the teachers and preachers and all of those people that are doing all of those things to enhance the quality of care for everyone around the world. This is the Raymond Hall Show. My name is Raymond Hall. We love you all. We will see you again this time next week here in Los Angeles at the Raymond Hall Show. Bye-bye.
Bye.